Welcome back to Nintagious. It's actually been a couple of days since I played this. I know the last, I don't know, half a dozen episodes were all back to back to back. I haven't found time to play the last couple nights, though. So we do have a new daily, which we'll probably do. We did finally conquer... Was it Dubai that we conquered last time? So we still have these two to do. Let's do the daily first. Let's see what that has in store for us, and see if that's not completely nightmarish. I would still, I still have the goal of clearing all of these cities with 1,000 points. Or more, to unlock the challenge modes. And then I'll probably take a little bit of a break to go check out Mini Metro, but I'm not in a rush either, so we'll do the daily first. Start with 5 motorways. No further motorways are offered. Double the number of road tiles awarded. This should be fine. I hate this beginning. I hate this, but sure. Let's go. So I just finished, the first non-stream episode of Diablo Immortal. That came out yesterday, and I know we've been talking... I think I've talked about that multiple times in these episodes, about that being coming up. It's a little hit or miss so far. I like it, like I'm having fun, but it's not a very well-made game. Like it feels pretty like cheaply made. And I've said before, you're allowed to have fun with bad games, like 100%. You're allowed to have fun and like bad games. Just don't try to act like they're good. And I'm not about to do that because it's not good. I think. I mean, on one hand, it's a free game, so it's like, you have nothing to lose. Try it out. But I think if a lot of people, if they have Diablo 3, or if they got Diablo 2 Resurrected, which I should probably get that at some point. I should have left that road where it was to let this not happen. Speaking of which, if you have Diablo 3, honestly, I'd probably say to just play that instead, because I think it's better. I like Diablo 3 a lot. Personally, I think not everybody does. I hate this, but I really want to keep them separate. But I liked Diablo 3 quite a bit, and I think it's aged decently well. Like, I can still boot it up and play it, and be like, I'm having a good time. And I'm having a good time with Immortal, too, but it's definitely still in beta. It's definitely still in beta. I can only hope that it gets better, for sure. But I did 2 streams of it, Thursday night, which was the day it came out, and then last night, which was Friday night, and then did some troubleshooting, because it wasn't running very well. It was, I don't think it's terribly well optimized for PCs yet, and it was just running really bad, and it was after last night's stream, however you want to look at it, where I decided to ramp all of the settings back up to ultra, or very high, or whatever it is they're called, once the stream is over, and the game was running flawlessly. Like, it was running, like, real smooth without OBS running, and I was like, okay. I don't think it's a computer problem. I think OBS is just sucking up all the resources. So I started looking into a couple different options there. I'll take the roundabout. I don't think it's going to be terribly useful, but we'll have it, just in case. And I fixed a few things. I think the biggest thing that I fixed was that I still had my capture card running the entire time. And even if that's not actively capturing something, that eats up resources. So I think that might have been what did it. So once I got it running a little bit smoother, I decided to go ahead and, in that time, I also leveled up enough to get to the next point in the main campaign, and I was able to continue. So I was like, oh, I might as well just record an episode really quick and see how far this takes me. It didn't take me very far, so that first episode is basically nothing but lore. Especially because during the streams, I kind of wasn't paying attention to the lore in streams. I was like, let me just keep me moving. Let me go punch more demons because I'm having fun doing that. But for the videos, I'll probably actually try to pay attention to the lore. I guess because it gives me more banter, it gives me more things to talk about. Whereas when I was streaming, I can just talk to the guys in chat. So it didn't feel like the lore was quite as important for streams. But I'm gonna try to pivot that to why do you have to be an ass? I don't appreciate that. I don't really like this, but I'm probably gonna use a motorway here to connect these. God. I have a bad feeling all of a sudden that this is just gonna be one of those dailies. You know, I just have a hunch that's just gonna be one of those dailies. I hate that, so we're not doing it. This is gonna use a lot of tiles very arbitrarily, but... And I hate the look of that too, but I don't have very many options. Just the way it stuck these right next to each other, just like this, just tells me this is gonna be one of those runs. Here, speed me up a little bit and get the red cars out of there. So but yeah, anyway, after that first episode was basically only lore, and then they were immediately like, oh yeah, by the way, you're gonna have to level up more, and I was like, okay, shit. So I figured it's been a couple nights, so I figured let's play some mini Motorways. So here we are. Probably try to do 2 episodes tonight. I'll probably do this one, and then, honestly, I might not do more after this. Maybe I'll wait until tomorrow, because I'm off tomorrow. I'll have all night to put in a bunch of recording. Maybe I'll just wait. I am gonna grab the extra bridge because there's some other stuff I want to do tonight too. It is June now, so we have new ranked rewards for Mario Golf. I'd like to go get those done before I forget about them. And I should put in some Switch Sports too. I've been slacking on that. I know I've mentioned it a couple times, but I haven't been making a lot of time to play it, and I should. Because it was doing a good job of getting me up off of my ass there for a while. And I wouldn't say it was exercise or anything like that, but, you know, it gets me not sitting here. Once you, and don't get me wrong, to a point I'm kind of, oh my god, this is just terrible. This is just awful. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that I'm old. But once you start getting into your, like, mid to late 30s, and you spend this much time sitting at a desk, it starts to take its toll, is what it comes down to. And unfortunately, I don't really see that change. Well, not unfortunately, but I don't really see that changing, is kind of the thing. I enjoy what I do, so I'm not about to be like, oh, I just need to, like, change and get out of this line of work. It's like, no, because I like what I do from both elements. I like streaming, and I like doing the artwork as well. So I'm not about to try and change that. This is terrible. Oh my god. To wait for that. And connect it like that, and of course we're gonna put a orange house down. Ugh, this daily sucks. Sometimes dailies are just the worst. The worst. I wish I could do that. Instead, it's just a terrible imitation. It's weird because the last daily we did, I remember, was pretty smooth. But then the one before that, that was the one I rage quit on, I think? Because it just kept throwing... I've used the phrase a couple times, and I like it, so I'm going to keep using it. They weren't just throwing a monkey wrench at me, they were throwing the whole goddamn toolbox in there. And it was just bad time. I'm going to add this, by the way. Yeah, hold on. I can do this slightly smarter. Now. Because these guys... do this. Yeah, we can split those up a little bit. That was way too much stuff going through one central point, through one bottleneck. I wasn't a fan. Oh my god. Okay, this isn't that bad. This isn't that bad. Could it be better? Yeah, but it's not that bad. Take the traffic lights just in case. Okay, now this sucks. What is wrong with you? Why would you put it up there? Already pretty firmly off the rails of banter because this run. Anyway, I guess I would encourage people to... I guess I can't encourage people to do that yet. I was gonna say, like, check out the Diablo Immortal gameplay I'm putting up, but so far I wouldn't say I'm that proud of it, because, like, I am having a good time, and I guess I'm proud of it for that reason, because I like to think that that's when we're at our best. It's when we're just having a good time. But, for the entire first stream and the entire second stream, the game was just not running well. So it didn't look that good. And, I don't think the game's in great shape right now, to be honest. But hopefully at some point I'll be able to say, man, I'm having a ton of fun. I would love to be at a point where I'm saying I'm having just as much fun making the Diablo episodes as I am making these episodes. Except for when the daily just decides to give me both middle fingers. Just, like, 2 inches from my face. Then, like, those are a little less fun, but you're picking up what I'm putting down. Speed me up, by the way, because we're not getting any changes. It's fine. Less fine. Oh my god. Why would you? Okay, I'm not gonna do anything with that yet, Although I should, we have the roadways or the motorway. Oh, there we go again. The motorways to spare. So we're just gonna do one of these, and I'm gonna hope that more purple houses. But what the fuck, dude? Stop! You can't. Thank God they're giving me double the road tiles. If it wasn't for that buff, this would be an absolute nightmare. Oh, there's another purple house down there in an area where I can't connect it to any other buildings. You love to see it. Or any other roads, rather. So I'm just going to have to do this and hate it. But, you know, what else can I do? Nothing. It's just going to be one of those runs I can fucking feel it. I don't need these! It's like, give me bridges or something. I guess give me another roundabout just in case. Nothing wrong with having some backups ready, I guess. I was gonna connect a road here just so some of these blues could help with this facility, but I don't like it. Because then all the oranges are gonna be able to get out too. I can't really complain about this. That's kind of fine. God, just waiting for houses to spawn in these two spots just laughing it up. Speed me up. Let's just hit me with that, with whatever fresh hell is next. This is the way I'm feeling about this. Oh my god. Alright, give me more traffic lights, I guess. A small issue that I guess I have all of tomorrow to try and figure this out, but it just struck my mind as I was sitting here trying to think of banter for... Oh, we're just gonna have to do that and hate it. I don't know what to stream next, because I was kind of hoping that I could, after the first episode, the first stream of Diablo Immortal, I had enough fun that I was like, man, I'm down to do more of this tomorrow, and so I did. But then that second one proved to me pretty quickly that I'm not gonna be able to get that many streams out of it, just due to the game's pacing. I mentioned in that one episode that I just did that was about 30 minutes long that if I would have started a stream at that point and said, okay, we're going to continue the campaign, in 30 minutes I would have been like, oh shit, now I have nothing else to do, so that would have been horrible. So I don't think that's stream compatible for a while. Been talking recently, and if anyone is interested in this and you aren't already coming to streams, well, here you go. Here's a little bit of incentive. About a year ago, which it's June 4th right now, just to throw that out there, I decided to repurpose channel points. to instead basically give users one an hour, and then basically use it as a way to track how much time people watch on a monthly basis. The chatbot can already do that on a all-time basis from just by default. Oh, we don't have any bridges. That sucks. But I decided to do one for. I decided to set that up so I could also track it on a monthly basis, and I've been quietly storing those names of the top 5 watchers per month. Although I'm probably only going to use the top 3. And my plan is to do an art montage. I've done. Yeah, I don't know how many of those I did on stream, come to think of it. But I've done a couple of art streams, is kind of my point. And the idea is that I would do one of, like, let's say 12 characters, one for each month maybe, and I'll spin a wheel with the top 3 watchers from all 12 months out of the last year, and they'll get to pick who the characters are. So we've been talking about that maybe I should start doing those streams here soon. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that just yet. I haven't quite decided. I could potentially do that on Sunday. I don't know if I'm feeling it, though. I hate this for perhaps obvious reasons. I also have to sneeze, so that's probably going to happen here in a couple seconds. I think I'm actually... I mean, we have 157 road tiles. Never mind. I was going to replace this with a motorway, but I have all these road tiles that it's like, why would I fucking do that? Might as well save those for when we're going to need them from a, like, speed standpoint. Which, I think... This is gonna need reworking. This isn't gonna work long term. What can I do about it at the moment? I don't fucking know, man. Alright, what can I do about this? My first thought was to just drop a traffic light there. I don't think that's a good idea. Didn't mean to pause yet. I'm not ready. The oranges need a straighter shot here. This might be a mistake, but we're gonna try it. Now, see, that's a bad idea. That's just gonna introduce more traffic. We don't need to introduce more oranges. They just have to be able to get there without going through as many intersections. I think maybe I should just put this motorway back in. Is maybe what I should do. Just give them a straight shot. We're gonna connect it in a little roundabout way, really quick. No pun intended. Yeah, we're gonna adjust that as soon as the bridge disappears. Now, what about these? Because this could honestly use a little bit more traffic as well. I think we could possibly afford to connect this now and let some of these blues come help. Yeah, I don't know. The idea of art streams is very tricky for me, and I think that's mostly because when I first started doing art streams on YouTube, at first they did like really well, and people were like, "Oh, this is pretty pog," and then like I felt like there was diminishing returns. Like the longer I did them, eventually people started to just be like, "Ah, whatever." Like they were over it. It was like it was a novelty to them. So that like kind of hurt a little bit, if I'm being completely honest, and trying not to sugarcoat it. Like that was a bit of an ego hit, I think. And so it's hard for me to get over that now. Now, whenever I think of the idea of doing them, even if one person is like, "Oh yeah, that sounds awesome," I'm like, "Yeah, but everybody else is like, whatever, who cares?" Even if that's not the case. I like all these houses down here, I'm being honest. Let's go ahead and connect you, I guess. Those pinks, like, I don't want to connect these pinks because then they're going to just go all the way over here, and that's just not going to be super practical. So let's turn them this way, because I feel like connecting the orange is probably worth it. Also, I kind of feel like I'm setting myself up for failure with the concept I just described of doing the oh, we'll spin the wheel, and then those viewers will get to pick the characters. There's obvious hurdles there. First of all, I've tried stuff like that before, so I already had the idea of, well, come up with like 3 to 5 characters, and I'll pick the one I like the most. That way I can get past the, well, what if they suggest characters I really don't want to draw? But then there's other issues of like, well, what if they don't have any ideas? What if they're just like, I don't care? What if they're not there when they win the spin? That's another potential problem. And I think I'm maybe plagued too much with the idea of like, what if it doesn't work? That it like outright deters me from trying, because I'm like, well, what's the point if it's not going to work? But I'm never going to know if it doesn't work if I don't try it. Perhaps obviously. I know that. But it still is like harder than just being like, just do it, forehead. I kind of talked about this in, was that like last episode? Maybe 2 episodes ago? Where I covered the similar topic of like, 15 years ago, I would get an idea for something I wanted to draw, and I would just draw it. I wouldn't think twice. I would just be like, I want to draw it, therefore I'm going to draw it. Now and that's not just with art, but it's with content creation in general, where I'll be like, I have to justify it to myself first, and sometimes I'll spend days, weeks, trying to justify it and being like, yes, I should do this. And oftentimes it just goes in a to-do list and just never gets made, period. I don't know how to fix that. Like, I don't know how to fix that issue that I have. Yes, we have to do this. We're going to change this to like here, maybe, or like here. Oh god, because otherwise the purples are gonna try to go the whole, oh, they can't go the whole way around, so they just flat out need it for access. Never mind. But I guess that's kind of similar, and this one is particularly frustrating because I created a time limit for myself where if I'm like, if I'm tracking everybody's watch hours throughout a year, clearly I have to do it sooner or later because I don't want to run into a situation where I'm like, oh, now it's May 2023, and I have all the data for a second montage, but I still didn't do the first one. So, ow. Ow. It's tough, man. Like, creating things is tough. Unless you're lucky enough that you just have people throwing money at you so that you don't have to worry about... That makes it sound like that fixes everything. It doesn't fix everything, but it does make it that you can kind of just focus on creating instead of worrying about, are people going to like this? You can just kind of do what you want to do. And don't get me wrong, I already have some people that do that are just like, hey, I don't care what you make, just both from the art perspective and the YouTube content perspective, where they're just like, I don't care what you make, just keep making stuff. And I'm like, cool. And that's awesome, because that means I can just do what I basically want to do. But, you know, I want to do stuff that they're going to like as well, and that can be kind of tricky with stuff like, say, the art montage, because I guess I'm like, but are they going to like this? Is it even worth it? You know what I mean? I feel like it's even difficult to even explain. On one hand, if you are a creator in any form, you're probably like, nah, I get it. Like, it's probably not not that complicated. Oh, I hate everything about this. I also hate that. God. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna hate everything about this no matter what happens, because look at this fucking map. It's definitely one of those dailies. So, hey, cool, this house can't be connected. You love to see it. I guess I could waste a bridge on it. That feels bad, but what else can I do? I don't need any of you. I guess give me more traffic lights. I don't know, whatever. And I think that's something that's been liberating about this series, which is maybe wasted, because, like, I don't know if this series is even going to resonate with people. I'm still kind of like putting my all into it, and it feels kind of good to just be like, to just do it and not have to worry about that. You know what I mean? I guess the thing with streaming versus video content is, with streaming you kind of get the metrics in real time, and with video content you don't. I'm just preparing for the best is kind of what I'm doing. Whereas with your streaming, you're looking at the metric of how many people are watching and how many people have hit that like button in real time, so it burdens you a little bit, I think. How are the pink ones having trouble again? How can they both be having trouble when... Oh, because of this. Oh, fuck. Okay, we need to... We need to do something here. Because pinks should not be coming through here. This is problematic. So... Let me get off of my... oh, poor me ride for a little bit. It wasn't meant to be that, perhaps, obviously, but it was probably coming off as that a little bit. I'm going to disconnect this, and we're going to reconnect it down here. So we're going to isolate. Fuck, there's just no elegant way to do this. You hate to see it. I was going to try to connect them all over here, but I kind of can't do it because of this motherfucker. Guess I can do that. Oh, that looks awful. I hate it 100%. That's slightly less bad, but it's still pretty bad. Let me still, God. Ugh. Okay, I guess I'll keep them separated. Okay, so I would love to see some more pink houses. Like, as soon as possible. I think those two areas are going to kind of work themselves out slowly. After this jam lightens up, but I think we have it in a position where it's going to fix itself. But you know what I think a reality is? All of these white houses need better access to where they're going. Because they have to go quite some way to get over here. So I think we want to drop another... God, we're using a lot of roadways on this one. Drop another roadway, like, here? Yeah, that'll be fine, I think. The only reason it's working out pretty well... Actually, I forgot about this white neighborhood up here. I guess those two white neighborhoods are actually doing fine. I think also phrasing sounds terrible when you say it like that, but I think that's probably still for the better because it's going to alleviate traffic in here. What are the pinks doing? Like, they're just... Oh, God. Why would you do this to me? What have you done? No, seriously, what have you done? This is... Oh, no. No. This is okay-ish. Because all of the pinks are disconnected from each other. All of the facilities. Like, all of the pink houses are matched up with only the facilities, and there's no, like, bleed over. So if we just, like, connect this, like, here... It might be I don't love it, but, I mean, we have the road tiles. If anything, it's just, do we have bridges? Why would you put a blue house there? Why do you delight in torturing me? What is going on with these two? Why are they, like, not getting... Is it just too far of a trip still? I mean, there's not a whole lot else I could have done about that. What were those employees doing? Well, that was a pretty shitty run. That was not the greatest time. Huh. Okay. I mean, it was long enough for an episode, I guess. I don't really feel the need to back it up with, like, another run. We'll save that till next time. As I said a little bit ago, that's probably going to be it for this recording session. So next time we'll have a new daily, because I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. How long do we have until new daily? When does that reset? 12 hours? I think it resets at, like, 1 o'clock or something like that. Actually, I'm crazy. If it's 12 hours, that's like 8 o'clock at night. I don't know where I came up with 1 o'clock. So yeah, I think next episode we'll hit the next daily, and then I'll probably try to do a bigger chunk of recording tomorrow. And then we'll try to do both of these and see how far we can get. Maybe. I am kind of reaching a point where I'm like, I'm still having a good time, but I'm also like, enough is enough. We're approaching 30 episodes, if not already 30 episodes. I think this might actually be like 31 or something like that. That's a lot of episodes, and I probably don't necessarily have to like keep it going much longer if I should maybe wait to see if it is even well received before I make it a 60 episode series. You know what I mean? So we're probably gonna again. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to put in a solid session, sesh if you will. We'll do the next daily and then tackle these two and try to maybe get it done. And then I can pick up Mini Metro and we can check that out. Do another 30 episodes. Sounds pretty fun to me. Anyway, that run sucked, but thank you for watching anyway. Hope you had a good time. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. It helps out to let me know that I should continue making these. And if you want to make sure to catch the next episode, you can hit the little subscribe button as well. It's also appreciated. Other than that, I will see you guys in the next episode. I feel like I'm forgetting something, which is weird because that doesn't usually happen at the end of these episodes. I think it's just that I did things slightly out of order, is maybe what happened. So yeah, anyway. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.